I don't have to get into that, but we have one of them standing right here. We have JD, obviously. The vice president is great. I think Marco's great. I think, I'm not sure if anybody would run against us. I think if they ever formed a group, it would be unstoppable. I really do. I believe that. I would love to do it. I have my best numbers ever. It's very terrible. I have my best numbers. If you read it, am I not ruling it out? I mean, you'll have to tell me. All I can tell you is that we have a great group of people, which they don't. They have Jasmine Crockett, a low IQ person. They have AOC's low IQ. You give her an IQ test. Have her pass like the exams that I decided to take when I was at Walter Reed. Those are very hard. They're really aptitude tests, I guess, in a certain way, but they're cognitive tests. Let AOC go against Trump. Let Jasmine go against Trump. I don't think Jasmine, the first couple of questions are easy. A tiger, an elephant, a giraffe, you know. When you get up to about 5 or 6, and then when you get up to 10 and 20 and 25, they couldn't come close to answering any of those questions.
But we must remember, in a time such as this, we are not the crazy ones, New York City. We are not the outlandish ones, New York City. They want us to think we are crazy. We are sane. To Jews escaping Holocaust, Black Americans fleeing slavery and Jim Crow, Latinos seeking a better life, Native people standing for themselves, Asian Americans coming together in Queens, in Brooklyn, in the Bronx, in Manhattan, in Staten Island, in this country.
Boy. So we got to talk about the party of freaks, lunatics, weirdos, low testosterone men, and high calorie women, because they had a rally last night for the freaks that are supporting Zohran Mamdani in the New York City mayor's race. Okay, they had a New York City rally. You had the socialists, the communists of the Democrat Party show up all to support Zohran. As you can see here, you got Bernie Sanders, AOC, and Zohran all on stage. Let's watch this. Yeah, so as you can see here, this is the energy of the Democrat Party, folks, right? Don't let anybody fool you and tell you anything differently, okay? This is the energy in the Democrat Party, because what you're witnessing here is the establishment Democrats bending the knee to the far left progressives, the extremists in their party. That's what's happening. And again, the reason why is because they have this type of energy, okay? There is no establishment Democrat. Hakeem Jeffries, Chuck Schumer, Pelosi, none of them can draw this type of crowd, okay? None of them can get this type of turnout for a rally. Only the far left freaks can do something like this, right? And that is why you have establishment Democrats, like, for example, Kathy Hochul, basically admitting the quiet part out loud, which is that Zohran Mamdani is going to help the Democrats take back America, right? Zohran Mamdani, okay? The radical socialist that is running for mayor of New York City now has become the leader of the Democrat Party. Don't let anybody tell you anything differently.
This is about this November's election, but take that energy, that passion, and take it into 26 so that we can take back the House of Representatives, take the Senate, and take back our country. With your help, we will. Elect Zohran, and we take back America. Thank you, Queens. Thank you, New York. I love you guys.
Yeah, again, take back America by electing a socialist Muslim mayor for New York City, right? This is what Democrats are telling us, right? This is what they're telling us. But don't be fooled by these clowns, because this has absolutely nothing to do with taking back America. It actually has everything to do with continuing to destroy this country and to turn this country into Europe, right? Because that's what they want. They want us to be a socialist utopia like Europe, okay? That basically has been taken over by the global South, socialism. There's no innovation. Yeah, there's not very much to write home about modern day Europe, right? To be honest with you. But that's, again, what they want to turn us into. They want to turn us into the UK and New York City into London, right? And this is exactly what would happen with Zohran Mamdani leading that sitting, okay? Kathy Hochul also talked about defending Letitia James, who is currently facing fraud charges, okay, based off the fact that she lied on her mortgage document.
Now they're going after our Attorney General Tish James. They go after Tish James, they can come after any of us. But here's what they did not count on. Here's what they did not count on. They always forget this about us. When we get punched, we fight back, and we fight back hard. We don't just fight, we win. Because time and time again, New Yorkers have been knocked down, and we get up stronger, louder, and more resilient than ever before. So I'll be fighting every day with my partners on the same side, Andrea Stewart-Cousins, and our Speaker Carl Heath, to give them a round of applause.
Yeah. So this is Kathy Hochul, who, again, is an establishment Democrat, right? She has fully bent the knee to the socialists, right? And again, that's the crazy part about this, is that Democrats now cannot claim that they're not the party of socialism, because you have prominent leadership outright endorsing socialists and communists. And again, this is where the energy's at. So let's listen to AOC try to rally the crowd here.
Languages and cultures. We welcome people of all religions, faiths, and creeds. We honor all genders, races, orientations, and status. And here, we defend immigrants. We are a working people's borough in a working people's city. And all of that makes us a fascist worst nightmare.
Yeah, so again, notice the background here, right? Notice the selected background that they chose, right, in regards to who they are representing, right? I'm just saying, it tells you everything you need to know about the direction that this country is going to move in if these people are elected. I'm just saying. The background should tell you everything.
Ourselves, that we, our city, have chosen to adorn ourselves with the nation's greatest monument to freedom, the Statue of Liberty. And she reminds us every day that the central commitment of America is an unconditional freedom, precisely of the kind that cannot be bought, that is available to the huddled masses yearning to be free.
Where did AOC get this accent, bruh? Where did she get this? She just started speaking like this. Maybe she, has, taken some lessons or something. I don't know. But it's kind of weird to me, right? It seems inauthentic.
This is America, New York City. Don't let them tell you any different. Don't let them tell you that we are the exception. We are the rule. We are the standard. We are the acceptance. And we set the bar for America. I'm talking to you, Donald Trump. There has been a day before his presidency, and there will be a day after. And it belongs to us.
Yeah, no, that's not going to happen, right? We're going to make sure that don't happen, right? We're going to make sure that is not going to happen, okay?
That house doesn't doesn't belong to him, New York. It belongs to us. It belongs to the people of this country. And I want us all to remember and to know that the future, our future, is not determined by a despot in a house built by enslaved people. Our future will be determined not in a house built by slaves, but in a city built by freemen, in a city built by unionists and immigrants and suffragists. The bricks laid by working people, past, present, and future, the seamstresses and the unionists who paid for our rights in blood. This city was built by the Irish escaping famine, Italians fleeing fascism, Jews escaping Holocaust, Black Americans fleeing slavery and Jim Crow, Latinos seeking a better life, Native people standing for themselves, Asian Americans coming together in Queens, in Brooklyn, in the Bronx, in Manhattan, in Staten Island, in this country, in a vision to build the freest, toughest, and greatest city on earth, and we will not stop now, New York. It is no surprise.
Wow. Wow.
NYC, baby, NYC.
Wow. Wow. Yeah. So again, you know, I think everybody kind of gets the gist of the message they're pushing, right? We're all victims together, right? We all in this together to take down Trump, right? Yeah. So with that being said, let's listen to their champion, right? The leader of the Democrat Party, Zohran Mamdani.
You have more to give. Turn your flashlight on. Together, let us make a light bright enough to banish any darkness. Over these final 9 days and the months and years that follow, the powers that be will throw everything in their arsenal against us. They will spend millions more dollars. They will attack us from every conceivable angle. But we will not bend. We will not flinch. We will triumph over the oligarchs, and we will return dignity to our lives. Nearly 89 years ago to the day, FDR spoke before a crowd of thousands at Madison Square Garden. He said, "I should like to have it said of my first administration that in it the forces of selfishness and of lust for power met their match. I should like to have it said of my second administration that in it these forces met their master. My friends, I should like to have it said of our campaign that in it the forces of selfishness and lust for power met their match. And I should like to have it said of our City Hall that in it these forces met their master."
Yeah, so of course, Zohran also talked about his agenda, which is free stuff, right? The free stuff agenda that these clowns are voting for.
Here is what we stand for, my friends. We are going to freeze the rent for more than 2 million rent-stabilized tenants and use every resource at our disposal to build housing for everyone who needs it. We are going to eliminate the fare on every single bus line and make what are currently the slowest buses in the nation move around this city with ease. And we are going to create universal child care at no cost to parents, so New Yorkers can raise their family in the city they love.
again, you're an idiot if you believe that Zohran can give all this free stuff with no cost, right? All of this stuff cost, okay? It will cost you in tax dollars. It will cost you in jobs. It will cost you in businesses. It will cost you, okay? None of this stuff is free. And that's the thing about these socialists that really piss me off. But ultimately, in the day, like I said, it's hard to be a conservative, because to be a conservative, you actually got to tell people, hey, why is it that it's not a good idea to just give out free stuff? Why redistribution is not a good idea, right? Why you should not do what Zohran Mamdani is saying. And a lot of people, you know, they don't like that, because they like being told that the cause of their problems is because somebody else got more than they do, right? And that's, you know, a very attractive message for people who, you know, are welfare queens and immigrants, right? And that's essentially the voting base of the Democrat Party at this point, right? This right here, what you see, and that's why I said, notice the background. Just look at the polls, right? American-born New Yorkers, 40% of them support Cuomo. Zohran Mamdani is 31%, which is too high, and Curtis Sliwa is 25%. Now, among foreign-born workers, this is where Zohran is winning, okay? He has 62% of the vote. Andrew Cuomo got 24%, and Curtis Sliwa has 12%. So, again, when you look at this dude's voting base, it really tells you everything you need to know about why is it that Democrats want unfettered immigration into this country. Why is it they want to let as many illegals into this country as possible? Well, because, again, they end up voting for people like Zohran Mamdani. They end up voting for these far left radicals, right? Okay? This is what they want. They end up voting Democrat. So, ultimately, at the end of the day, what we have here is an example of what Democrats want to turn this country into. They want to turn this country into Europe. They want New York City to be London. And that's what people got to understand, right? That's what people got to understand. Now, some people may say, oh, well, what's wrong with turning the country into Europe? Well, have you ever lived in Europe, right, for an extended amount of time? Okay? Have you been there for a long time? I'm not talking about on a vacation where you can, see some sights or whatever, right? No, I'm talking about actually being there, okay? Trying to be an entrepreneur there, trying to start a business there, okay? Actually living there. There's a reason why these individuals stay in America, right? They don't go move to their socialist utopia, right? Because it's not as great as these people want to make it out to be. Oh, they're so happy, right? Well, if they're so happy, why is it that these socialists continue to stay here in the United States of America? Why can't they go be happy in Europe, right? With the rest of the socialists. So I'm just saying that this is where the energy's at. People need to understand what's at stake here. And I guess the good thing is that if these individuals are emboldened, right, and they actually do complete the takeover of the Democrat Party, if they start primarying these Democrats and they drag the Democrat Party further to the left, that's going to be good for Republicans. It will be terrible for the country because there's a chance that they could win, right, some general elections, but it will increase the chances of Republicans winning more because hopefully this country rejects this, right? Hopefully this country rejects this socialist message. And we're going to see, right? We're going to see what happens in New York City. Unfortunately, I believe that Zohran Mamdani ultimately is going to win. And again, part of the reason why is because Cuomo was such a bad candidate. But like I said in a previous video, Zohran's support taps out at about 50%, which really shows you that he doesn't really have mass appeal, right? He has appeal in a city like New York, but outside of New York, I really don't think that he has mass appeal, but we're going to see. We're going to see. I really do think that what you're seeing from Zohran Mamdani is a result of just Cuomo being that bad, right? And Democrats just deciding that, hey, we're going to stick with the same old, right? Andrew Cuomo, corrupt, okay? He had a terrible scandal with the nursing home scandal. He was accused of Me Too, okay? He was a terrible governor. Again, he was just a really bad candidate. And then also on top of that, Eric Adams, the current mayor of New York City, those corruption charges from the Biden DOJ due to the fact that Eric Adams called out Biden's open border crisis, okay, that was happening in this country at the time. I think that those corruption charges really killed his campaign as well. So, again, I just don't think that Democrats had a good candidate, right? And because of that, they've allowed a socialist to take over their party, right? He is the leader, okay? He is the one that's able to rally the base and to get people excited. And that's a big problem. It's a huge problem. It's a bigger problem, again, for the establishment Democrats than it is for the Republicans, to be honest with you, because I do think the Republicans will beat these people in general elections, especially if the Democrats want to embrace socialism. Now, they cannot say that they're not the party of socialism because their leaders have come out and explicitly endorsed socialists and communists. So we're going to see how it plays out in actual general elections across the country. But as of right now, it looks like New York City has been conquered. So let me know what you guys think. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Most importantly, share a Black conservative perspective. Peace.